So I'm here today to talk to you about your career, your translation career ahead of you. I think it's a very exciting time. I was thinking, what would the students want to hear about? And I was trying to plan out topics. And JR and Antoine are interning in my office, so I did pick their brain in terms of, what would the students want to know? What can I bring so that it's of some value and interest to you guys? So maybe first of all, I'll introduce a little bit about myself, who I am, and what I do, and why I'm here today, and what I will share with you. It's working.
Yes.
So I'm the president of Wind Translation. We're based here, right here in Ottawa. Well, probably what you would consider a multilingual specialist in the Canadian translation company landscape. So we provide translation services in a variety of languages. We supply for the Translation Bureau. We work for companies like Intel, Scotiabank. Probably 80% of the business is from the private sector, and then the other 20% from the government of Canada. And I got into the translation business completely by chance. In 1994, I finished my undergraduate degree in China. I was born, raised, grew up there, and I did my undergrad there. And I came to Canada to pursue my master's degree, so I received a scholarship offer from the University of Windsor. And I came here to do my master's, and it was in communication studies. I finished, and I was very ambitious. I thought I was very smart, and I had everything, I had so much to offer to an employer, but nobody was willing to give me a chance. And I had all this energy. I was willing to do anything, but it was very difficult for me at the time to find a professional job in the field of marketing communications or journalism. And so by chance, I ended up at this job. It was only 20 hours a week. And it was to coordinate interpreters mostly, but also some translation into lots of languages, 70, I think, different, or maybe, I can't remember now, but it was multiple languages, for a local settlement agency in Windsor, Ontario. And that's because I did my degree in Windsor, so I was looking for work there. And the work was only 20 hours a week, but it exposed me to a different world. For the first time, I had to deal with translators in all different languages. I didn't even know Lao was a language. And I was very young, so I was thrown into this very multifaceted world of dealing with, probably upwards of 200 translators, lots of different clients, doing accounting, bookkeeping, dealing with projects, and it was exciting, but also overwhelming at the time. Anyway, my job didn't quite work out. It was a very high-stress environment. There was a lot of turnover, so I left my job after about 6 months. And I was pondering about what to do next. And I have a Canadian boyfriend. Well, I had a Canadian boyfriend who's now my husband. So I think without his encouragement, I would have never gone a path that I'm on now. And I was looking for maybe an internship, look for a job somewhere else. But he said to me, well, you already run this thing all by yourself, because it was a one-person department that you had to do everything. You already know everything. Why don't you try to start a business? I said, starting a business? I was 24 years old. I think I was 23 at the time. And I was like, me? What do I know about business? I've never worked. I've never taken business. I know nothing. And but he said, well, maybe you should give it a try, because you already know everything. And so I said, okay, I will try it. I registered a business. I just did it in my home. We had a one-bedroom apartment downtown somewhere. It used to be an office building, so I just made it seem like it was kind of like an office. And I put an ad in the Yellow Pages. I did some mailing to different places that I thought might need translation. I sent a letter to the paper. And the next thing I know, I think I had a client. And when I first received the check, I was completely jumping up and down. I'm like, somebody wrote a check to a company name that I made up. And real money. I was very excited. So it all worked out okay. I think as soon as I got on the path of being an entrepreneur, I liked it right away. I knew this was for me, I love it. And along the way, people have offered me jobs. They say, oh, just sell your client list to me and I'll give you a job, pays really good money, come work for me in San Francisco or somewhere else, in Holland or somewhere. But I knew that this is the right fit for me, and so I never, seriously entertained any of the offers. So today I'm coming here to talk to you as someone who has been in the business for this is my 15th year in the industry. And I've built the business from the ground up. It's by no means a huge, what you would consider traditionally mega successful business, but it's my business. It's done really well. It's provided for me fabulously. It used all of my skill sets. I'm very happy. So in my own book of definition of success, it has been a success for me. So I did learn lots of lessons. My back was against the wall so many times. And there's so many things I wish I had known when I first started out. So today I'm going to share with you some of the things I learned. So hopefully that will be useful to you when you get on your exciting journey. It's a very exciting time. You're so young that, you have a whole world ahead of you. You can make it anything you want. So I will share some of the things I learned with you. And hopefully that will be of some help to you and that you can use it to help with your career. So we're talking about building a successful translation career. But we have to first agree on what is success. What is success to you? Because what is successful to you might not be successful to somebody else. For example, traditionally people say, well, if you find a job and it pays really good money, that is success, right? That is, you have taken a very successful step. But different people want different things. Like, for example, if you are very outgoing, you love dealing with people, and but you start your first job working at let's say in the translation bureau, and you have your quota, you translate this many words per hour, per day, and you have your cubicle, you don't talk to anybody in a whole day. And it goes on for another week, it goes on for a month, it goes on for a year. And then over time, you miss that human interaction. You might get depressed, you get lonely, you want to talk to people, and the next thing you know, you're losing interest in your translation. Or if you love travel, you want mobility. You want to be able to, be at the foothill of the pyramids and type your translation and then send it to the client. So maybe it's the freedom that you want. If you ask me, I want time because I have very young children at home. Now if you tell me, I already make good enough money to be very comfortable. So if you come and tell me, well, I'll give you this much more money if you can work 20 hours more per week, it holds zero appeal to me because I cannot outsource my job as a parent. I can't say, well, I'm never going to be home because I'm going to make 50% more money. So feed yourself and bath yourself, or I can't. I have a family to raise. I cannot. So success for everybody is something different. And, there's probably 10 of you here or 15 of you here, but if you think about it, each one of you is your unique self. You are not the same as the person sitting next to you or across from you. You might be more outgoing, you might be more introverted, you might like different things. Some of you want to travel, some of them love Ottawa, want to stay put. Some of you love doing research, love writing. Some of you might, like the thrill of interpretation. You're all very different. You grew up from different families, some of them from Newfoundland, some of you from Ontario, some of you from Quebec. You are all unique individuals with your unique personalities, your unique personality traits, your unique interests. So success to everybody is different. If you don't know what success is in building your career before you take your first step, you have no idea what you want. Maybe you have some vague idea. Give me a job that pays X amount of dollars. That's success. And then by the time you get there, you don't know if you've gotten there. And you might end up very miserable, but you have no idea why. That self-awareness, understanding yourself, who you are, what you're like, your gifts. You each have a unique set of gifts that are only to you, that you have. the contributions that you can make as that unique individual. If you don't understand that about yourself, you cannot be successful. Because if you are successful in society eyes, if your neighbors think you're successful, your parents think you're doing great, your boyfriend thinks you're doing wonderful, you might be in complete misery. So you have to know, first of all, what you want. And then you have to go get what you want. There's a famous quote from Freud I thought I'd throw in here. Love and work are the cornerstones to our humanness, so that your life satisfaction is made up of two big pillars. Your relationships, your love, with your parents, your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend, and your work. So work is almost half of that piece. You have to get it right. But how do you get it right?